So you should see QVA strategy session on the screen. So at the end of today, before we wrap up, it's a bit warm here. Sun setting, beautiful sunset here every evening. Actually, it's quite nice. Before we wrap up today, I'll book you in for your social media strategy session next week, and then also Noemi today or tomorrow. We'll send each of you these slides in your VA Mastermind. Okay. So you'll get booked at the end today, and then you'll get access. So you'll have the recording, but you'll also have these slides as well. So as we get ready to begin the journey, just want to talk really quickly about, we really have done a lot of work to share with you our personal SOPs with our VA business. If you don't know what SOP stands for, Standard Operating Procedure, basically newer cool term for systems. But we really have put a lot of time and energy into providing you with a lot of resources that you may or may not choose to use. So obviously in your welcome letter, hopefully you've all taken the time to check out the VA portal. So in your welcome letter, at the bottom of the first page, it takes you to a page where you can create an account, log in, and you've got access to this VA portal. Does anyone not know where to access this? Does anyone not know where to access it? Okay. So in here, obviously, you've got your welcome stuff and then the training for the VAs. But there's also a section here down here you may not have noticed called free bonus training. And there's a heap of free bonus resources in here. The ones I would probably suggest for those that want it, that is, you don't have to, they're just there to serve you. If you're not yet making 20,000 a month consistently online, there's a playbook in there on how to do that. If you are making 20,000 a month consistently or more online, congrats. There's a playbook in there on how to do 100,000, which we've done 4 times, almost 5 times now. So they're ebooks, but they're quite extensive playbooks that might really guide you. You know, setting up your avatar, your irresistible offer, your niche, your pitch deck, your sales scripts, marketing, launching systems. It's actually quite in depth. Talk about team and all sorts of things. Especially the 7-figure one. This is like a 72-page book. Can't find them, you know. As you guys might be aware, I'm about to publish my 3rd and 4th book. My most popular one is From the Streets to Millionaire. If you enjoy personal development audios, you've got access to my full 7-hour audio in there. You might find it useful. You can download from Dropbox, listen anywhere, anytime. And for those that have a fairly new business online, you've got access to my entire 8-week business course in there, which actually has worksheets for creating avatar, sales scripts, how to create your programs, value ladders, SOPs, building team. It's got all the tools and resources and templates to make you use. So that's a full 8-week course we sell online for $500. So if you feel like you'd like to work on some of those elements, your sales and marketing SOPs, there's a whole heap of stuff in that course that might really help you. If you still have a new business, there's a whole launch process in there and all that stuff in there. So if they interest you, great. If not, also cool. They're just some free resources you have access to in there. And we do encourage you guys to check out the portal, even though the training is there for the VAs. You might find a lot of it useful as well. So I remember some of you may know that I started as a fitness coach, as a personal trainer 22 years ago. So I used to be, when I started online 12 years ago, I was a high five, you're awesome, you're going to make $1 million a year, 10 million, whatever guy. And then I realized something started happening with my business coaching clients. My first business online 12 years ago, on business coaching, is that when things started going south, people would get upset or frustrated. But then I found that if we could tell our clients all the bad stuff that would happen, or the stuff that we don't expect or we don't feel good about, you know, people will be just like, oh, you know, and Jay said that that's a part of building a business. You're going to get stuck. There's going to be setbacks. People are not going to show up or whatever it is. You know, people are like, oh, that's just normal. So, actually, really quickly before I talk about that, I just want to, because I didn't sign all of you guys up. Bronny, you're generous with your time. We legit are here to serve, and hopefully you guys have felt that. How amazing has Noemi been, by the way? Noemi's been there to support you through the interview and the onboarding with your VA, and also Kathleen. Noemi and Kathleen, and all you do, these guys really are amazing, highly trained. and they do have a heart to serve. So thank you for recognizing that. Not only are the team amazing human beings and beautiful souls, but they're actually very good at what they do. So to find both those actually is incredible. So thanks, Bronya. Bronya, Emma, and Sylvia, really quickly before we start, 2 questions, if you can just post in the chat. Number 1, where in the world you are and what kind of business you have? Where in the world you are and what kind of business you have? You can post that in the chat. I know, Emma, we spoke, but I know Bronya and Sylvia, you were signed up by James. As you're aware, you're in that inner circle. We've got clients in 17 countries, I believe. There's so many people that are using our VA services that you have an opportunity to network with that might be people you do podcast shares with, Facebook Lives with, but might become business partners. Who knows? Maybe do events together, maybe promote each other, maybe have a referral thing. So we encourage you guys to get to know each other. There is a great support network there. So Sylvia, right now I'm in Flores Island. I don't know how to pronounce that. So I'm a second intimacy coach. I think a lot of it's to do with that, or not me. By the way, I do like to have fun. I like to. I believe that when people have fun and enjoy the process, whatever they're doing, that they perform better. And I mean, what's more important than happiness, right? So I do like to have a lot of fun. So I don't mean to offend. I know I like to goof around a bit. I just in Philippines they call it ang saya-saya. Ang saya-saya. Have more fun. So going to move to Estonia by the end of the month. Awesome. Emma, in England, specialize in social media marketing. Fun is the best. 100%, I agree. And if you are well, of course you are, but as a second intimacy coach, fun would be an important part. Bronya, what kind of business do you have, Bronya? And where in the world are you? Just in the chat box.
I'm typing.
Oh, you're typing? Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Thank you for sharing. As Bronya is typing, my second question is, Sylvia, Emma, and Bronya, after you type that, have you had a VA before? If so, yes, I've had 1 or 2. If not, this is my first VA. You can just share that as well. That'd be great. And then I can make this a bit more relevant for you guys as well. Sylvia's had 2 VAs. Okay, awesome. I'm guessing Bronya and Emma are still typing. Bronya, Sydney, I'm currently helping new coaches set up a coaching business, but just realized it's not my passion, so thinking of changing to healthy dating. Sure as heck beats unhealthy dating. Although unhealthy dating probably sells more because unfortunately health doesn't sell, doesn't it? Needs don't sell, wants sell, isn't it? Unfortunate. Health doesn't sell. Bit of a shame, isn't it? Happiness doesn't sell. It's a bit, yeah, that's interesting. So healthy dating, awesome. And here we go. Emma, yes, I say we as okay, you have another VA. Emma's we have another VA who's been with us over a year. I do remember that, yes. Silver, yep, pain sells better than pleasure. Yeah, you walk past a newsletter stand, newsletter says bright, sunshiny day. You're like, that's nice. You walk past a newsletter stand, says massive storm coming. Like, whoa, what's going on? You pick that up. Unfortunately, the brain is a funny thing. So another conversation. Bronya, I've had a VA before, but it didn't work out. I completely understand that. That's one of the things. It's like, you guys probably heard of the 80-20 principle, the 80-20 principle, the bridal. 80% of things don't work. 80% of relationships don't work. 80% of the time, can I say it? I'm not going to say it, Sylvia, because of the VAs. 80% of the time, in certain circumstances in the bedroom, something doesn't happen. 80% of businesses don't work. It's just one of those things, right? The Pareto, yeah, it's close. That's right. Thank you for clarifying that. The Pareto principle. Thank you. Yeah, so it's just one of those things. So I put a slide together because sometimes things happen. Peachy, we need to get those 80%. Yeah, that's a good KPI, Sylvia. That's a good KPI. I love that. That's awesome. So awesome, and thank you for allowing me to have fun here. I know sometimes we go over. Sometimes I like that. I think it's important we enjoy the journey too. So sometimes things happen, right? So a couple of things that I just want to pre-frame that may or may not happen. Obviously, working with people in the Philippines, there can be blackouts, there can be storms, there can be technical or internet issues. So it's really easy to like, oh, your VA doesn't show up, they miss their shift or whatever, to get like either frustrated or worried or whatever it might be. But if one of my guys don't show up, I kind of think, oh, it's probably just a tech issue or an internet issue or something. Sometimes those things happen. So if your VA is late or misses a shift, not to worry, let Noemi know, and I'll make up for that time later today or tomorrow or whatever. Not a problem. Fine, okay. Ronnie, I love making it. Yeah, I feel like I've got a good group here to make it fun. So that's awesome. And so a couple of things. One of my mentors once said to me that a manager says go do, and a leader says let's do. And the delegation only works if delegated works. So it's very easy when we bring on board a VA to go, hey, go do this stuff. But if I say, hey, Peachy, and I call Peachy Jumbo Hot Dog, we know each other very well. She was part of my personal team for months. So again, you've chosen well. I say, Peachy, can you go do this thing for me? Whatever this thing is, Peachy's not going to do it the way I want her to do it. She's going to do it the way she thinks I want her to do it. So it's never going to be the way I want her to do it. So, and that's the thing, Emma, Sylvia, and Bronya, and you'll know this if you've had a VA. We've done a lot of training. We do meetings, do a lot of work with them, but we can't train them in how you like to do things, Emma. We can't train them in your style. What's that French term? I can never say it. In your style, Sylvia, the way you like to speak, the way you like to do things, your culture, your avatar, your products and services. So I think really it's important we give our VAs permission to make mistakes. In fact, that's how they learn. Even Noemi still makes regular mistakes, not daily anymore, but still does. And we encourage them. The whole idea is obviously to not keep making the same mistake. I love the saying, Hakuna Matata from Lion King. I'm Hakuna Matata all the time online. Because every day something happens online. There's so many variables and things going on. There's always going to be typos and mistakes, little things going on. But most things that are happening with your VA are such easy fixes. And as the saying goes, I think it's Les Brown, don't sweat the small stuff. And it's all small stuff. Hakuna Matata. So being patient with them and allowing them to make mistakes and showing them how you like to do things, I think it's really important. Sylvia, I think we use quantum because our way is not working and we need to learn the quantum way. Can we really learn the quantum way? Or do we just do the quantum way? Or do we be the quantum way? Anyway, I am a geek around everything to do with quantum physics, quantum healing, and so forth. I love that we attract people like that as well. So thank you. So let's also talk about a couple of things that may happen, right? What if my first VA doesn't work? Sometimes it happens. Sometimes, have you ever done an interview to hire, and it could be anybody, you could be hiring a coach, you could be hiring a salesperson, a manager. Have you ever done an interview and thought, the person interviewed amazing, and then they started like, not really what I expected. Sometimes there is an element of intuition, gut feeling, and almost guessing, because you don't know until you get somebody in the trenches if they're going to be right for you. Maybe you don't connect with them on a personal level. Maybe they're not performing for some reason. Maybe their strengths and weaknesses. So here's the thing about Noemi. Noemi is my unicorn. And I love you, Noemi. But Noemi is a hopeless and terrible appointment setter. Originally, that's what I hired her for. And I worked out pretty quickly. She wasn't very good at it. But I saw something in her. I saw something greater for her. Peachy, I know Peachy's strengths and weaknesses inside out. Now, here's the thing. Because VAs can do so many different tasks, I'm telling you now, guys, there is no VA good at everything. They do not exist. Noemi is my unicorn, and there's a lot of things she's not very good at. So you might have someone that's great on the phone, but no good with social media or on DM. You might have someone great at social media, but no good on design or whatever it might be. So, finding the right VA for you sometimes can take a couple of goes. So let's say that you've hired this VA, okay, and it doesn't work for whatever reason. That's fine. We have right now, I think about 80 VAs, Noemi, 60 to 80 VAs that don't have a client trained ready to go. So if for whatever reason your current VA is not working, you can let Noemi know. She'll create a new group chat with 4 candidates. You better interview and bring somebody on board really quickly, and we can get that new VA. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 VAs. So sometimes people join this program and have it in their minds that they're going to join for 30 days to give it a go. I'm going to give it a shot for 30 days. But imagine, Sylvia, like your clients. Imagine if your clients got into a relationship and they ask the question, oh, I wonder if this is going to work. It's probably not the right question, because it's going to create doubt. That doubt leads to perfectionism, leads to fault finding, and et cetera, et cetera. So the question we like to ask is how do we make this work? So in my mind, I have a role that I need filled. You each, Emma, Sylvia, and Bronya, you have a role you need filled. The current VA you have may or may not be that person. Their strength might be in something different. I don't know. You're about to find out in the next month. I'm saying that sometimes it happens. Okay. So my question is, how do we make it work? How do we make that work? Okay. So if it takes, in my mind, I'm doing one of two things in the 30 days. I'm bringing on board a VA, 30 days probation, and I'm going to do one of two things. I'm going to say, this is my expectation. This is what I want within 30 days, which we'll talk about in a moment. If you reach that expectation, I'll increase your hours, or I'll get another VA with more hours, right? If you don't, I'm going to let you go and I'm going to find somebody else. Now, the awesome thing about what you guys are doing is that all these angels are still going to get clients, so you don't have to worry about them not having work. You don't have to worry about them not having work, right? But it's not, let's do it for 30 days and you go. So you've got a role that you want filled. And in my mind, when I do that, even if it takes me 3, 4, 5 times to find the right person for that role, I'm committed to find someone for that role, even if it takes me a couple of goes. So I guess what I'm saying is that may or may not happen. And if it does, it's not a problem. You know, it might take second or third. We can guide you and support you. Okay. What happens after 30 days? Whatever you like. You can, if you at any stage want to increase the hours of your VA, you can do that. When you get a second VA, you can do that. You want to change VAs, you can do that. It is minimum 30 days. If on day 31 you just go, I don't like Quantum, I don't like Jason, whatever, I don't like this, you can stop, not a problem. You can just email the email address in the welcome letter and Nomi can help you with that, okay? Bronya, I love Quantum too, but it makes my brain explode. 100% it does. In fact, it explodes and implodes simultaneously. Yeah. So not only do you have your VA, you have support, you have a team, you have Noemi. And who would agree Noemi's been incredible? Hopefully you'll say yes. Noemi, thank you for what you do. Noemi has 2 main roles outside of supporting you. Number 1, it's her job, she's communication liaison between you and your VA. So if your VA is late to that shift, DM Noemi, hey, my VA is late, she'll ring them. If your VA is making the same mistake multiple times, DM Noemi personally, and to help you get to the bottom of it. If there's something that's not going on that you're not happy about for whatever reason with your VA, and you've communicated with that VA about it, that's what Noemi's there for, number 1. Second thing Noemi is there for is something I'm terrible at, dealing with payments. So anything to do with payments, or if you want to increase hours or change anything or change bank accounts, let Noemi know. She takes care of all that stuff. If you DM me about your VA, or if you DM me about payments, I'm just going to send it to Noemi. I'll be brutally honest, I'm terrible at it, and I feel like I know my strengths and weaknesses really well, especially my weaknesses. So yeah, that's what Noemi's there for. Okay. And also, you do have 24/7 access to me, guys. You know, if anything above and beyond those things we've spoken about, hey, Jace, I want to get the pitch deck done, my sales process or marketing, or I've got this thing in my business that's not going the way, or whatever, you know, anything like that, please message me anytime. I'm here to serve you. You got your VA, you got Noemi, myself. I think Kathleen's in the chat as well. We are here to serve you. And our motto is, our question is, how do we make this work for you? Okay. Now we've got that out of the way, let's dive in. I think we can knock this off in 20 minutes. We've got 3 slides. Again, thank you for allowing me to have fun. It's me, I like to have fun, and I think that's important as well. So how to get the most out of your VA for the next 30 days. That's really the theme of these 3 strategy calls. To be honest, we even Noemi and I spoke about it a while back. Obviously, I am busy and we all have a lot going on. We talked about doing these as videos and sending them. I was like, I really want this opportunity to converse with you live. So again, if you do have any questions, please bring yourself off mute and ask. So how to get the most out of your VA. I remember one of my mentors said to me a few years back, he said, Jace, the key to building a successful business is to be patient with results, but impatient with activity. I think a lot of people are moving away from hustle, grind, work hard, burn out, get up at 3 a.m. And people are becoming more in flow and using attraction marketing and surrendering to the journey in the process, and which is, I think, is really amazing. And but by being patient with results and impatient with activity, it allows us to kind of focus on what we can control. So a lot of VAs and people that work with VAs are task oriented. They're focused on efficiency. I'm not interested in tasking or efficiency. Don't get me wrong, I want the VAs to be as efficient as possible on tasks, but we encourage and train our VAs to be results focused. The metrics that are going to move the needle that build your business, we call them GPAs, growth producing activities. So we encourage you and your VA to spend 80% of time on growth producing activities, things that are going to bring business in. So generating leads, building your lists, building your social media, booking appointments, pre-qualifying them and confirming them. They can do Canva and they can do admin and they can do scheduling, all those kind of things you want them to, of course. But what I do know is that if your VA is helping you bring in revenue of clients, one, your return on investment's higher, two, you're more likely to keep them, and everyone's probably going to be happy. Okay, so it really does take about 4 to 6 weeks to get into the swing of things with your VA. So I really am patient with results in that first 30 days. So I'll give you an example. Little Kim is one of the greatest DM appointment setters, probably the best DM appointments that I've ever had. I have 2 phone call setters, actually 1 at the moment, about to get a second one, and 2 DM setters. So little Kim, when she started with me, in her first 3 weeks, she didn't book a single appointment, not one. Week 4, she booked 4 appointments. Okay. And by week 9, she booked 18 appointments for the week. Now she books 10 to 15 quality appointments every week, and we get an average of 2 new clients every week from just her appointments. You can imagine a return on investment. We were patient with results, but impatient with activity. Okay. For those that want appointments, my expectation personally is 5 quality appointments per week within the first 30 days. If I have a new VA and their task, because they're not appointment setters, they're virtual assistants. They are highly trained in 3 main roles: social media management, number 1, number 2, appointment setting, and number 3, phone calls. They specialize in, but they're still VAs. So for me personally, if I've got an appointment setter, my goal is 5 quality appointments within the 4th week. And if they get that, I'm happy. Okay. So there's 4 habits that I've personally created to really have a lot of success with VAs. I have 7 personal VAs right now. Wait, 6 or 7. We're about to bring on board another. I think we'll bring on 2 more. No, we'll talk about that this week. There's 4 habits that I've personally created, and I encourage you to do the same. If you do, we'll switch the focus of your VAs from being task-oriented and just going through the motions to becoming results-oriented and hitting metrics, KPIs, targets. First one I believe is the most important, and it's a daily meeting with your VA. So we do a compulsory daily meeting at 7 a.m. Manila time every morning. All of my VAs are on there every morning. And it only takes me 30 minutes to set up 7 VAs for the entire day. Now, the purpose of having a VA is to save its time. So who wants to spend hours every day communicating with and holding the hand of your VA? What's the point? I might as well just do it myself. But by setting them up in the right way in the beginning of the day, it allows you to free up your, not have to do that during the day. So in that meeting, it takes me half an hour to set up 7 VAs. With 1 VA, it should only take you 5 or 10 minutes to set them up for the day. And you don't have to spend much time with them throughout the day then. There's 3 things that I do in that meeting to position them to be proactive, and so I can focus on what I need to. To be honest, besides Noemi, I don't really almost ever hear from the other guys. And Noemi is my personal assistant and our customer service manager, so that's expected. The first thing I do is I set a target. So let's say I said to Peachy, I want you within 30 days to book 5 quality appointments a week for me. Okay. So each morning I get on a call with Peachy. Okay, it could be Facebook. Heck, if you're in your car, just do a quick FaceTime. Very quick. I'll just send a DM. You can do that, but it's not the same. Trust me. And it will make more work for you. How do I know? 12 years of using VAs every day. Yeah. I personally had nearly 200 VAs work for me directly. You're going to have 7 personal right now. So I understand the challenges that come with it. I really do. So the first thing you do is set a target. Peachy, today your target is to book 1 appointment. Easy, right, Jumbo Hot Dog? 1 appointment, that's it. Number 1. Second thing I do is I give Peachy specific tasks or checklist how to do that. I want you to take this post, this video, and upload it and put it here. I want to take this blog, I want to upload and put it here. I want you to send this email. I want you to send these people DMs, etc., etc. And the third thing I do, which is really important, and I send that as a checklist in Facebook Master. And the third thing I do, most important, is I review Peachy's work from yesterday. I take a quick look at some of the DMs she sent. I take a look at some of the posts she shared elsewhere. Take a look at the email she sent. Okay? And I review her work and I give her feedback. So this way we're doing, some of you might have heard of the acronym OJT, on the job training. What I call on the job training. This way Peachy's going to get better every day and learn exactly how I like to do things. One VA, 20 hours a week. It takes 10 minutes a day, maybe. That one thing is so huge, I cannot begin to tell you how important that is. Now, there's 3 other habits that I do to inspire and motivate Peachy to hit that target of 5 appointments per week. First thing is, I think if you, Emma, Sylvia, and Bronya, set a specific measurable target of what you expect in the next 30 days or the first 30 days. It could be an appointment number, it could be one client, it could be lead generated, it could be members joining group, but a finite measurable target. For a lot of people, it's appointments. And what I do is I say, Peachy, I tell you what, if you book 5 appointments by the 4th week, I'll increase your hours by 10 hours or 20 hours or whatever the reward is. Not all VAs want more hours, so you might want to communicate and ask your VA if they want more hours. That would be an incentive. If not, you get a different VA, it might be a different incentive. But I think it's really clear that for that probation period, set a specific expectation. And then what I want to do is I want to motivate Peachy to book those 5 appointments. So this is what I personally, I say, Peachy, if you book 5 appointments this week, I'll give you $20 cash bonus. How would you like that? So the onus is on Peachy. She's now more motivated to get those appointments, and she's focused on results rather than tasking. She's still going to do the tasking, but she's focusing on results. But $20, first of all, is not a lot of money. Second of all, if Peachy books 5 appointments, I'm probably going to get a client. She's going to pay for herself. Number one. Now, something interesting started happening when I first implemented that, what I call quantitative reward. Is Peachy, not, Peachy I'm using it as an example, I'm not saying Peachy did this, but Peachy would then go and do everything she could to book anyone and everyone. So it seemed to sacrifice quality. You get people from Zimbabwe or people that barely speak English or people not qualified. So to sort that, what we did is we implemented a second, what I call a qualitative reward. I tell you what, Peachy, any of those 5 appointments you book, they become a paying client, I'll give you another $50 cash bonus. So again, if that person's become a client, like if we have sales team of closers, we give them a commission. And by the way, this is what I actually pay my guys. If they hit their target, they get $20. In every client, they get $50 cash bonus. Little Kim booked, she got 2 clients last week. Probably she got 4 in 1 week. There's potential for the guys to make cash bonus. Again, I'm not here to tell you guys what to do. It's up to you if you do that or not, or you offer that reward. I really encourage you to do that because it'll put the onus on your VA and they will be highly motivated to hit those targets, quantity and quality. But it might not be for appointments. Maybe you don't want appointment setting yet. It could be leads generated, ebooks downloaded. You could be marketing an event. Maybe it's Peachy was my events coordinator. So I'd say to Peachy, you get 100 people registered to my event. I'll give you $50. And that's what we did with Peachy. Same kind of deal. I'm a huge fan of that process. It's very powerful. So I would encourage you guys to have a think about if you would like to do that, which I recommend, and what the amounts would be. We even have a client, I think it's Leon. Leon has a $10,000 offer. If his VA book somebody becomes a client, I think he was giving 10% or something at some stage, like $1,000 or something. I think it's in pounds, is in the UK. He's been with us over a year now. Nice. If at any stage you want to give your VA a bonus, first of all, thank you. Second of all, let Noemi know, and we have a system in place where Noemi can help you with that and get that bonus to your VA, whatever that is. Does anyone have any questions on those elements? No questions? Does that help, guys? Is that useful? Am I wasting your time yet? No, it's all good. All right. I probably shouldn't joke about that and then laugh and one day someone says yes. Sylvia says not yet. No, I'm not wasting your time yet. No questions yet. Okay, that's good. By the way, we're actually recording this one for the portal. So if you're watching the replay, thank you. Okay, cool. So there's 2 more slides. We'll knock this off in 10 minutes. I'll take 10 minutes of your time and then we'll be done. Thank you. So one of the questions a lot of people ask, even if they've had a VA, is, what do I need to get started? And it's kind of a simple checklist. If you've got all this set up, then great. But not everybody does, and I want to make this relevant for everyone. So here's my suggestion of a checklist, what you guys need to get started. So next week, we are going to do the social media strategy session. We're going to talk about Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram, how to optimize them, build them, and generate leads from them. We're going to talk about that next session. Most people are using Facebook, and to generate leads and appointments on Facebook, the most powerful way to do that is a Facebook group. Fan pages are great, but they're only really good if you have ads and a bot link to them. Especially a public community group. So you guys have probably seen my online coaches and consultants group. We're about to hit 80,000 members in that. It's gone from 1,200 members to 80,000 since COVID hit. We've made nearly $2 million in cash sales from that group since then. Just to give an idea of the power of a public community group. Next week, we're going to talk about how to optimize that, how to build that, and really, get your own group cranking. But if you don't have your own public community Facebook group yet, highly recommend that you set one up, ready for next week, because we're going to talk about that next week. If you're looking for ideas on how to set that up, we actually have trainings and tutorials on how to set it all up in the portal. If you ever can't find something in the portal, let Nomi know. Nomi doesn't know, she'll ask me. Now, when you're a solopreneur, busy entrepreneur, obviously we don't have the time to be on every platform everywhere, so we kind of pick and choose. I like Facebook, I'm not familiar with LinkedIn, I don't like Instagram, whatever it might be. But now you have a VA, you can. In fact, we train them in omnipresence, how to take your content and get you everywhere to create more attention, get you in front of more people, which is really the biggest challenge for a lot of businesses, obscurity. People don't know who you are, what you do. So if you don't yet have a YouTube account, an Instagram account, or a LinkedIn account, highly recommend you set those three up. Your VAs can run all three of those for you, essentially, and give your VA logins to those. Okay? Now, obviously, you guys are building a real business. So if you're not using proper email software yet, I highly recommend now that it's time to do that so you can build a list. Or if you're using Gmail or Outlook or something like that, you cannot build a proper list and do it with autoresponder in a proper way. And it's a bit hard for your VA to help you do email marketing and to build your email list. If you don't have anything yet, something like MailChimp, mailchimp.com is great. You can have up to 1,000 email addresses for free. Aweber is popular, and also ActiveCampaign is probably the most popular. A little confusing for me personally. I think MailChimp's a nice simple place to start. And obviously, you want to give your VA logins to your email software. There's three main ways to generate leads online. First way is through your free coaching session or your free call, discovery call, strategy set, whatever label you give it. That free appointment, where you get on a call with a potential client and you show them your offer and you sign them up. If you don't yet have a Calendly link for that free call, highly recommend you do that. It doesn't have to be Calendly. There's other platforms. Calendly is just the most popular. If you have that, we can show you how to use that over the next few weeks to get more. Second way you can generate, main way you can generate leads online organically is through funnels or free offers. So ebooks, kits, planners, PDFs, cheat sheets, auto webinars, video series, stuff like that. Now, even if you don't have funnels, I highly recommend that you have at least 5 free offers within the next month or so. If you're sure on that, have any questions, you can let me know. Okay. I use ClickFunnels. I've got like 100 offers. I got so many offers. And what the free offers will allow you to do is it'll allow your VA to be able to use omnipresence and promote you more to generate more leads and get more. So 5 free offers, if you can turn them into funnels, we use ClickFunnels. If you're using ClickFunnels or you're not using anything yet for funnels, I'm happy to send you my personal coaching. I've got 8 free online coaching funnels, my personal funnels that you can use. Send me a DM and I'll send you my free coaching funnels you can check out with a free trial of ClickFunnels. If you're not using it, if you're open to it, if you have ClickFunnels, then nice and easy. I've got challenge funnels in that here as well. These are my personal funnels. You can use as templates and however you like. If you want these free funnel templates so you can turn your offers into funnels, let me know. What's really cool about 2-step appointment setting funnels, bear with me, is say you've got an ebook or you've got this offer, whatever it might be, send people the link, they enter in their name, number, email, name, number, email, and phone number. Always collect phone numbers. Take them to a thank you page. On the thank you page is a link or a button to your Calendly, book a call, and also a link or a button to your social media. And we'll talk about over the next 2 weeks how to use that to, because the VAs will build your social media, but also build your email and your phone list. You have 3 lists, and that's also the 3 ways that your VA can book appointments for you. And we use all 3 mechanisms. If you don't have funnels, don't worry. Even if you've just got PDFs or free offers, we can still use that process. But ideally, 5 offers over the next 4, 5, 6 weeks would be recommended. Again, any questions around that, send me a DM. Third main way we can generate leads online is free events, webinars, masterclasses, workshops, challenges, giveaways. Huge fan of online events because you always have a next online event, at least one a month. Pete is very good at this because she did this for me. This is her role. She was my events coordinator for months. These guys can drive traffic to that and generate chunks of leads to get you more appointments and build the list. So I'm a massive fan. I'm about to upload a whole heap of training for that into the portal, actually, including my online challenge. A couple of years ago, I did an online challenge, 1,600 registered, 350,000 in cash sales. I did a training on that. If you go to my YouTube, I've cut so much on my YouTube for the last 10 years as well. So, but Calendly, 5 offers, next online event. If you have those things, I can show you on your VA to set up in a way to get those 5, 10, 15 appointments every week, no matter what. Any questions on that, guys? We're almost finished.
Yes, I've got a couple of questions. It's Bronya.
Yeah, hey, Bronya.
When you talked about the Facebook group, you said a public group.
Yes.
Now I've got a private Facebook group where I share resources and stuff.
Awesome.
But we don't have a public group.
Yeah. So you still want to have a private group? If when you look at any of my trainings, we talk about a Facebook funnel, and you want to have a public group and a private group. A private group is where your pre-qualified people are, people have attended events, downloaded offers, people that have been spoken to, they go into this private group. The public group is your quantitative platform where you want to have it for your avatar. It's a group, so I've got online coach consultant group because that's my avatar, online coach consultant, and agency audits. I just don't want to mess with the algorithm or anything. So having this public community group that will attract your avatar, you can get in front of a lot more people than a private group. Unfortunately, you can't change a private or public group anymore. So I would encourage you to create a new public group. And we're going to talk about next week how to really grow that and to get that ranking. Because, you know, I've never posted in somebody else's Facebook group, ever. I've made around $30 million in the last 12 years online. Never posted in somebody else's group. Never. But while you're building your own group, you want to be able to communicate in other groups to get people to your group. But I'm going to show you how to get your group ranking, because then, I mean, wouldn't you much rather have your own place, right? Sylvia, you mentioned we can check in the portal. May I know the portal you were talking about? Of course, Sylvia, it's the VA portal I was talking about before, that purple portal in your welcome letter that I showed you, the VA portal. Bronya, you had another question, sorry?
Yes, I did. When you talked about the 5 free offers, does that mean 5 different lead magnets?
Correct, yes, it does, yes. But even if you're a new business, money can be a little bit tight. You're on a bit of a shoestring. So even if they're not actual lead magnets yet, just having the offers in the form of a PDF will allow your VA to have the opportunity to DM people and interact with people in the meantime. So if you've got the PDF set up, and then we can set them up as lead magnets. Ideally, over the next month or 2, you want to have minimum 5 lead. Why 5? Because there's 5 days in the week, and we actually have a system to rotate them over a month. We'll talk about over the next few weeks.
Okay, so this week I'll come up with 5 things, whether it's a checklist, a questionnaire, whatever it might be, some kind of lead magnet.
You don't have to spend ridiculous amounts of time doing ebooks right now. I mean, they take ages. I mean, I've written 23 books. I love ebooks. Right now, I'm about to publish 2 books a month apart because I'm crazy. I don't know what us entrepreneurs are crazy people. But it doesn't have to be an ebook, and you can take your time. You know, do 1 a week over a month, and then hey, this week we'll launch this week we'll launch this week. You know, maybe roll 1 a week out or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds more manageable.
100%, totally more manageable. You know, you just brought on VAs. You're dealing with this new thing. and trying to get that organized. So yeah, break it down to bite-sized pieces. Does that answer your questions? Do you have any others?
Oh, yes, I do.
Thank you for allowing me to answer these, guys. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, Jason. This is so valuable because I really want to maximize the value that I get from Maddie. So today we were looking into some software to, what's it called? Scraping software. Be able to interrogate Facebook and get, the members of a certain group or something like that. Do you have any experience of using that type of software?
A lot of experience. I did it for the first 3-4 years online. Never worked out very well for me ever. I've purchased email lists. I've had scraping softwares. I've done all kinds of things. You cannot beat attraction marketing online. Imagine positioning yourself online in a way where you only speak to people that know who you are or of you or what you do. That's attraction marketing at its finest. And so this will bring me to the next slide and what we're going to talk about next week. So basically, if you create a couple of pieces of content each day, so because we use omnipresence, so it's very annoying, very loud. What is that? Let's say you do a video, right? You do a video and you do it on Facebook. Your VA can upload that to YouTube, put it on Instagram, put it on TikTok, email it to you. Let's get everywhere. Omnipresence. Now, if you have a call to action, which is a link to this offer, right? They can upload and share that video everywhere with a link to the offer. Now you're turning those people into email and phone lists, and your VA can communicate through phone, through DM, and email to book them in for appointments. It's a more qualitative approach to lead generation. So, like I never say do or don't do anything. Actually, there's only one thing I suggest not doing. That's cold DM. I'm just not a huge fan of doing anything cold. For me, it's about attraction marketing. I want to have a big business, but I want to maintain quality. I want to focus on qualitative strategies. Again, we'll go into the next slide. So I really think over the next few weeks, I think we've got a lot out of it, Bronya, that will empower you on that attraction marketing journey more as well. So, but hey, if you want to give something a go, I'd say give it a shot. You never know if you get, unless you give it a go. So, I do want to be respectful of everyone's time. So, Sylvia, Facebook Messenger. I don't understand the question, Sylvia. So you can't find the portal? It's in your welcome letter that James sent you when you first joined. Yeah, it's in your VA mastermind in Facebook, in the welcome letter. Yeah. So VAs, if you haven't yet joined 10 Facebook groups that fit your client's avatar, please do that. Noemi, can you please help Sylvia find the portal, please, when you get a chance, Noemi, thank you. So VAs, no more, no less than 10 Facebook community groups. You don't want to get restricted. If you haven't yet, can you please join 10 LinkedIn community groups that fit your client's avatar as well? No more, no less. Thanks, Noemi. Also, we'll talk about that next week. On LinkedIn, you can have your VA run your LinkedIn for you. VAs, if you can please create a LinkedIn group for your client, exactly the same as your Facebook group ready for next week. So your client has a Facebook group and a LinkedIn group ready for next week. That would be awesome. So let's wrap it up because I have taken up so much of everyone's time already, but I really want to serve you. Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to answer people's questions too. It's really respectful. Thank you. Bruno, that sounds amazing. Yep, awesome. So one of the questions I get asked is about daily tasking. I'm going to kind of, again, we've kind of been over time. I want to be respectful of everyone's time. So I'm just going to go for a couple more minutes, 5 more minutes max, and get you guys booked in. So daily tasking, here would be my suggestion. So first of all, we're going to talk about social media. Next week is just for social media, 45 minutes of just social media. Any questions about social media, much probably answer next week. So for the client, if you don't yet have 5,000 Facebook friends yet, I highly recommend every day you add 20 or 30 Facebook friends that fit your client's avatar, and then you're inviting them to that Facebook. In fact, on Facebook, I believe your number one priority for your VA and you is to get your Facebook group 1,500, 1,600 as quickly as possible. Because when you do, the algorithm kicks in, the search engine kicks in, and people organically start joining and it just starts growing organically. Last week we had a day where 312 people in one day joined our coaches group. In one day, we get an average of 150, 200 every day. But it wasn't always like that. So number one, getting your Facebook friends to 5,000. and getting as many friends into the group as possible. That's for the client. And then clients, in order for the VA to be able to book 5, 10, 15 appointments a week for you, all you really need to do is content. And I recommend 4 pieces of content a day. In fact, I've been saying this for ages, and I saw a video of Gary Vee today who recommends 4 a day as well. I was like, hey, we're on par, Gary. Love him, I hate him. He's dude's a beast and he knows what he's talking about. You know, he's got a 9-figure business. So a daily Facebook Live, a daily reel, a daily blog post, and a daily question. If your group is not really, there's not much happening in your Facebook group yet, it maybe only has 100 members, I would do those 4 posts on your personal profile. And then your VA can share them. Got a bit of momentum in your group, you can do those 4 posts in your public group. The VA is going to do the rest. Really important. The daily Facebook Live has a call to action. There's 3 calls to action you can have ever. Calendly link, number 1. Number 2, your offer, your funnel, lead magnet. Or number 3, your next event. Let's say you don't have any offers yet. You've got a webinar coming up. Or you've got your Calendly. You might do a video for 5 or 6 minutes and go, hey, if you want to jump on a quick call to see how we can... Sylvia, I want to say the O word. I want to be nice to the angels. I try not to, I'm mindful of my language in front of the angels. But let's say that you do a video, and whenever you do content, you're always doing 1 of 2 things. Or 1, sharing how your avatar can solve a problem. Or number 2, even more important right now, how can your client or how can your avatar get something they want? Solve a problem, get what they want. Every piece of content you're doing, here's a video on how to solve this problem or get what you want. And at the end you go, hey, if you enjoyed this value, I've got some more value over here. Comment below or send me a DM. And that value is a free coaching session, a next event, or a free offer. So let's say it is for your calendar. What your VA can then do, VAs will upload the video to YouTube with a link to the offer. You'll upload that video to Instagram with a link to the offer. TikTok, email it to your list, put all the community groups with a link to the offer, even email it to your list. And now you're turning those people into phone numbers and emails, which is 3 ways to get appointments. Same with your blog post. Some people like to read. Your blog post is a photo of you. The key to marketing to people online is to have it so people don't feel like they're being marketed to. Avoid putting links in the post. Avoid marketing banners where possible. Use photos and videos of yourself. So it seems like a real personal post. Have a call to action as well. Your daily reel, super hot right now, 60 seconds with a call to offer. Your reel, these pieces of content can be shared as stories, shared on all the community groups, shared on all the platforms, email to your list with links to your event, links to your Calendly, links to your offer funnel. And this is how we build your lists. And the next day, so the VA spends 2 hours a day creating omnipresence, getting your content everywhere. And the other 2 hours a day having conversations through DM with those people with the intention of booking in for an appointment using our script. And this is what we're going to talk about over the next few weeks. Sorry. In a nutshell, my suggestion would be to focus primarily on those elements. And of course, anything you want your VA to do outside of that, they work for you. They can do whatever you want. I'm just here to guide you to help you get the most out of it. We're going to wrap it up because it's been ages. It's been an hour. Thank you for allowing me to serve you and taking a bit of extra time and answering your questions. Does anyone have any questions? Or what's everyone's biggest takeaway? Did you guys get a bit of value out of that? What was the best thing that you got out of today that you're going to implement? Or Louis says, thank you so much. Pleasure.
I got tons out of today. I've written 2 pages of notes.
Hey, there you go. Awesome.
That I need to do, and now I'm like,
well, here's the great thing, Bronya. 90 to 95% of everything I just shared with you, your VA can do for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Sylvia says, I love the reward and also daily tasking. Yeah. Now, this is the most basic and simple. This is the foundational section. If you enjoyed this, the next 2, honestly, they'll probably blow your mind. I've been refining this process for 16, 17 months, and we're getting great feedback. I do allow it for up to an hour because sometimes I go over and I do like to answer questions. And this is an opportunity for us to personally connect as well, which I do. We pride ourselves on being able to do that. So